Hey guys, and welcome back to the Fantasy Pavilion Champions League edition, where we're going to preview all the action for game week 1. But before we get into that, I just want to shout out and give a big thanks to my gracious host, to all the folks at Last Man Standing Productions. This is the reason why I have this lovely background behind me and this nice setup. For all of your multimedia needs, whether it be as simple as a photo shoot, straight up to a music video, you can check them out at all social media platforms, Instagram and Facebook. So once again, thank you very much to the guys at Last Man Standing Productions for your gracious hospitality. Let's get into the video. So I have the fixtures up on the screen there, so run us through the method, right? Because this is Champions League and we have to be ruthless. So I want you to explain to our viewers what we mean by ruthless, why we have to be ruthless in Champions League fantasy.
So in Champions League fantasy, you basically have to pick the big boys and the best performers of each league, from each team, from each league, right? Don't underestimate small teams because they have potential to score. However, on my opinion, I would always go for the big guns. So when you look at the lineups or the fixtures, you will see Dortmund playing, Besiktas, PSG playing, Club Brugge. You will see Leipzig playing Man City. So you would automatically pick players that you know are in form, scoring day after day. So, example, Haaland, example, Mbappe, Neymar. You go for big names that you know will perform and will take advantage of the smaller teams. And that's how you score a lot of points on this. I've been playing this Champions League fantasy for a while. The first 2 times I tried it, I was in like the top 50 in the country. And then I was kind of dropped off after a while because it kind of got kind of easy in my opinion as compared to other fantasies. But nevertheless, always go for your big boys. Don't go hoping that the small teams would shock and because that would just throw you off. Because when the big boys score and they don't have them, you're going to regret it. Trust and believe.
Correct. So let's highlight some fixtures really quickly. So guys, we are not going to run through all the fixtures. We're going to highlight the ones with all the big boys in it and the ones to avoid. So the first one to avoid, I would say, Antonio, is Liverpool versus AC Milan. Now, it's a great game, but that group on a whole, that Atletico group, that Porto group, I'm avoiding that group because too much uncertainty there, right? You quicker want to go, as you rightfully pointed out, your Paris versus Bruges, your Dortmund versus Besiktas, even Man City versus Leipzig. Now, that's not going to be a super easy game, but again, you could run for your Grealishes or your Sterlings, right? Your Ajax Sporting, that's a decent fixture there, right? So these are the fixtures, and these are the fixtures that we are targeting, right? Now, obviously, I want to agree and disagree at the same time with Antonio. Now, I usually don't go for the big boys, but in Champions League, it is simple. The teams pick themselves. You have to, if you really want to succeed and do well, you have to go for the guys that are doing well in their leagues, because there's so much that could change in 2 weeks' time, because the next match is on the 28th. So there's so much things that can change. So you want to focus on the top scoring guns, not on your hopefuls, right? There's no time for that if you really want to succeed in Champions League. So Antonio, let's bring up your team quickly. Let's see what your team is saying.
Yeah.
All right, so run us through your team real quickly there, Antonio.
Okay, so I went for the big boys on top. Strikers, Haaland, Mbappe, Benzema, all coming off a great start to the season. Benzema with a hat-trick in his last game week and assist. Mbappe coming off a goal, and he has been scoring it every game he played so far. Haaland, of course, goal machine. Just has the job of man playing against Besiktas. So really and truly, is a no-brainer. He's going to be my captain, of course. My midfield, I have Pogba, Chiesa, Mount, Diaz. The reason I picked Mount is because he didn't play last game week in the league, so he is more than likely going to get a nod to play in the Champions League. So that's where he's going to start. Chiesa picked up a slight knock, but I think he's going to shake it off, and he's a very little player and play Malmo, so I think that has a lot of goals. And if it does come, it will come from Chiesa for sure. Paul Pogba has been performing tremendously. for Man United with his freedom rule. So I would pick him maybe trying to get some assist points. Brahim Diaz, I would always pick Brahim Diaz because he was a former Real Madrid player and I'm a Real Madrid fan. Not to be biased, but he has been performing for AC Milan ever since, and I'm glad to see that they got him back. Um, I went to the back with a Dortmund defender, a Chelsea defender, of course, as with the case. So he came off the bench, which means that he's most likely going to get in now to start for Champions League. And Chiellini, which is undroppable, and he is like a wall, so really and truly, why not? Navas, this is a very tricky one as well because I believe Donnarumma could start in the Champions League and Navas could play league. So I don't know how they're going to interchange. So I kind of 50-50 on the keeping task right now. And of course, my bench, I really just go for the cheapest of the cheap because I want to put all my money towards my starting 11 and not so much my bench. So most of the players you see on my bench are players that would start, yes, but they actually doesn't matter. They're like 4.5 million, etc. And they have potential to start. And with this fantasy, you can make substitutions after each game day. So we'll see how things go. So yeah, that's my lineup.
All right, no problem. So let me show you my team. And of course, viewers, we're going to try and make things a little interesting this round. So we are going to be doing our own personal head-to-head and pitting our teams against each other. And at the end of each match day, we are going to do a forfeit. The loser does a forfeit. We are not too sure yet what the stakes are, but we're going to have some kind of forfeit. So I'm just going to show you my final team here. So, of course, I want to start off with the GOAT, Giroud. Up top, Griezmann, Mbappe. In the middle, we have Koke, Nabi, Pogba, Kimmich, Trent, Acuna, and Keston Julian. Right, Mendy is my goalkeeper. Most of you should be familiar from my first episode. This is my team. I just did a few tinkering and brought in some key names just to stir it up a little bit. But yeah, this is my lineup here, and I'm comfortable with this team here going forward for the for our head-to-head. So guys, as we said, and I'm going to reiterate what Antonio said, go for the big guns. Go for the big guns, or go for the teams that you know that have favorable fixtures, that you know should win. Should win. Obviously, football is not always won on paper, but this is the way. You have to be ruthless. Have to be ruthless. Right, before we go, let me so I also want to highlight up here, these are the fixtures that we didn't show Antonio. So tomorrow's games, again, Manu playing Young Boys. That's a great game to take advantage of. I will even say Sevilla, Salzburg. That's a decent game to try and get some Sevilla players. Right? Chelsea are playing Zenit. No brainer. Right? Lukaku. Even I wonder if Werner might even start for that game. Right? Juventus playing Malmo. Right? So these are the type of fixtures that you target. Now, Bayern Munich are playing Barca. Barca not in the best, are not at the best right now. So I think taking a few Bayern Munich players, especially what happened last season when they met in the Champions League, I think picking some Bayern Munich players might be a good idea. Tony, you agree with that?
I agree. And I saw you're gonna be captain, so that's a great deal because I don't think Barcelona can handle that level of peace.
Yeah, I had Brathwaite in my team, but I dropped him last minute because it hit me that it really don't make sense. Right, so guys, that's it. Yeah, so that's our final teams. This is what we're going to go forward with into tomorrow and Wednesday's fixtures. So look out for us to doing our post match this week when we show you, and that we will have a better idea of the top performers, and we will have maybe different players that we suggest after this game week. So thank you so much for viewing, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget, please save whatever changes that you put to your teams. Do not put your heart into this. Pick the big boys. And of course, if you have any comments, right? I got a very good and encouraging comment from Vladimir, in my first UCL video, he was telling me that I should pick certain players to pick, and I appreciate that, guys. So any advice, anything you think that we're doing wrong, jump in the comments. Let us know. Slide in my DMs, right? I'm have all my information at the bottom, and please join my Champions League. Right, I'm gonna put the code information at the bottom there. So thanks, guys, for watching, and we're out.